Previously, on Harrison's Away, we went to the emergency room, and Dinger drank a little too much and I had to drive home.
Find someone you love, you gotta be someone you love. To find someone you love, you gotta be someone you love.
Today Dinger took me to see his uni. Dinger studies med at the University of Cape Town, or UCT. UCT is about a 20-minute drive from Dinger's house. It's a reasonably big university with the medical faculty on a separate campus attached to the teaching hospital. The medical building is filled with cool things like people in jars and dead bodies ready for dissection. It's a short walk from the medical building to the hospital, which is based around one long corridor called Hospital Road. The corridor is decorated with old-school medicines and hospital equipment, as well as a story about where Table Mountain got its clouds from, and a bleep response phone. The next day, Stuart, my friend from Melbourne, arrived in Cape Town. He's here on business for a couple of weeks. We went out for dinner, and then the next day we went to Nando's. This is Ben Green, our friend in Melbourne. He eats Nando's probably too many times a week. We decided that Stu and I would have lunch at Nando's in Cape Town, and Ben would have dinner at the same time at Nando's in Melbourne. Ben ended up going to Nando's too early and the whole thing fell apart and we missed it by 10 minutes. Food was good though. After Nando's, Dinger took me and Stuart to Kirstenbosch, the National Botanic Gardens, which is just past UCT. We wandered around a bit, stared at the nice trees, made fun of the statues, looked at the mountains and saw some animals. Then Dinger looked scary for a bit and we left the gardens. Before going home, Dinger took us to Hout Bay, which is about half-hour drive out of Cape Town. It's a little fishing type of village. After looking at some nice scenery, these girls tried to sell us some soap by saying the same things at the same time. Then we saw the wine and liquor locker, the Mariners' own oldie boddly shoppy. Then we headed back to Cape Town. On the next Harrison's Away, we go to Hermanus, Habbo South Africa's campsite, and we eat dinner at Walk This Way.
Slow demands come round, squeeze the air and keep the rest out. It helps to write it down, even when you then cross it out. But always love.
Then we saw the wine and liquor locker. Then we saw the wine and liquor locker, the Mariners' own oldie boddly shoppy. Then we saw the wine and liquor locker, the Mariners' own oldie boddly. Then we saw the wine and liquor locker. Then we saw the wine and liquor locker, the Mariners' own. Damn it!